Hungry children struggle to focus and learn. They have poor educational outcomes. That reduces their quality of life. It holds our state back from reaching its full economic potential. We can do something about it.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
There's a bill in the Alabama legislature to continue feeding children over the summer. And Adam, this is apparently a very controversial issue, feeding children. So can you break it down? You know, I'm probably just missing something. I'm sure that, you know, the people in Montgomery, they care about Alabama citizens and they care about Alabama's children. And so there must be some reason. Is this the food that we're planning on giving the children, if this bill were to pass, does it have lead in it? Is that why they're opposed to this bill? Is because the bill is planning to give children lead-filled food? Is that the issue?
You know, it turns out it's not the issue. Still trying to figure out exactly what all the issues are, but apparently it's a lot more controversial than you might imagine to feed hungry kids, which is quite a shame. Just to kind of give y'all the background, what folks are asking for is a $15 million appropriation for Summer EBT. Summer EBT would provide eligible Alabama children $40 per summer month for food. $40 per month
crazy.
for food. Okay? Now think about it, y'all. Summertime, there's no school, right? If you depend on free and reduced lunch, if you depend on breakfast, some schools even have supper programs, right? A lot of our kids get their meals from school. They depend on school for their nutrition. 1 in 4 Alabama children are food insecure. So that's hundreds of thousands of Alabama's children who are not sure where all their food's going to come from this summer. And the Summer EBT program has been shown to help alleviate this problem. It does reduce hunger. It does support healthier diets among children. And so this is a really small ask, but it would ensure that hundreds of thousands of Alabama's children don't have to go hungry next summer. 94% of Alabama's children who received free or reduced lunch school meals during the school year did not have access to these meals over the summer. Right? So a lot of kids depend on them. These meals are not accessible for the most part. There are some school districts that are doing some summer feeding programs, but by and large, it's not really happening. Summer EBT could help kind of fill in the gap there. You know, again, an initial appropriation of $15 million, but it will deliver a substantially higher return on investment. About $10 million investment in Summer EBT results in about $100 million in economic activity. And it makes sense, right? Because every little $40 card is going to get spent at local grocers, local stores. It will, you know, generate economic activity in every corner of the state, right? And that's something that, you know, I think about this a lot when it comes to Medicaid expansion, when it comes to Summer EBT, when it comes to these programs where we're constantly having to beg Alabama officials to accept federal dollars to help people in our own state, and help people in a way that is broad-based. It would touch all counties in Alabama.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
So again, we're talking about $120 total, $40 per month, $120 total per kid. That's it. Only asking for $15 million out of the budget. It could be the general fund budget, could be the education trust fund budget. I mean, there's arguments to make for either one of those. But at the end of the day, this is a very, very small ask. And unfortunately, Alabama already opted not to participate in 2024 program. So this is for 2025. The ship has sailed for 2024. So we're going to have additional hunger this summer among young people. But we have a chance to make that better for next year. So I really, really encourage folks to, make a quick contact. Alabama Rise has been putting out a lot of information on this through their Hunger Alabama Coalition. Other folks have as well. There's an op-ed that Carol from Arise co-wrote with Laura Lester from Feeding Alabama, which is a food bank network. Hopefully that'll be coming out in the next week or so, hitting some media markets. But yeah, Alabama is one of only 14 states that will not fund the program this summer. We're missing out on all the benefits of that investment. And, the negative ramifications are pretty obvious. They show up in our classrooms. They show up in our communities. They show up in our hospitals, in our food pantries, right? Hungry children struggle to focus and learn. They have poor educational outcomes. That reduces their quality of life. It holds our state back from reaching its full economic potential. We can do something about it. All we need is for Alabama's legislators to include Summer EBT in the budget process. And guess what? We'll actually support a healthier future for a lot of children in Alabama. And that should count for something.
Yeah, you would think. That really is it. It's just indefensible. $40 a month.
Right. It's a federal program. It's already been established, right? All we got to do is take advantage of it. Put in a little bit of our own money. The feds cover most of it. And it's just really, it's so frustrating here in Alabama to have to beg your legislators to do what is the status quo in a lot of states.
Right.
Medicaid expansion, Summer EBT, a lot of these programs are long established in other states. Quite successful for what they are. They don't go far enough in many cases, of course, but, provide real material help to people and generate economic activity, right? And after all, that's what the Alabama legislators claim to be most concerned about is the economy and economic development. Well, here we go.
Right.
Let's invest in the economy from the bottom up. Let's actually feed people, children, keep children out of hunger, and it'll be a boost to the local economies all over the state. So It's a no-brainer. Let's do it. Get the word out. Summer EBT, it's really, really a lifeline for a lot of kids. And it kind of grew out of the pandemic EBT program, when schools were shut down and kids were trying to replace those meals. So as a former educator myself who often dealt with kids coming to the classroom hungry, it's just a shame that we're having to fight this hard about it, but really encourage Alabama's legislators to include this in their general or education trust fund budgets.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.
Which side are you on?